Welcome to Naples, Florida, on Florida's west coast, and we're here at Sugden Regional Park. This is the Pro Watercross World Championships powered by Broward Motorsports. I love this class. You can head down to your local dealer and pick one up today to get involved. This is Pro Runabout Box Stock Moto number 2.
How many Snyder fans do we have?
Well, Snyder gets a whole shot on the inside, Iantaska on the outside, so here we go. Picking up where we left off for Moto number 1. Look at that acceleration by Iantaska on that outside.
Troy stuck it a little.
Makes a mistake.
Oh, the
Troy
crowd's
makes a
yelling
mistake.
behind us.
Here
I
comes
don't know if you can hear
Arminio.
him.
Arminio charging hard. Here
He's
comes
got it.
Iantaska.
Iantaska
Takes the lead.
Wow, Rick Lake, how close can it be?
And I'll say it right now. Nothing against Arminio at all, but if Troy hadn't made that one bobble, I think he'd still be chasing him.
I think you're right. I would
Folks,
totally
put your
agree.
hands together for your moto winner, Arminio Iantaska.
What an exciting race that was. This is Pro Runabout Box Stock Moto number 3. Take it away, guys.
Moto number 3, Pro Runabout Box Stock. I'd be looking for Arminio Iantaska to make a move.
And here we go. It looks like Miller with a great jump. Snyder, though, on the inside of him. I think he's going to pull that hole shot.
Miller takes it.
Oh, Miller.
And Troy goes sideways. He stays on the boat. Tim Miller out of Waco, Texas, with a drive on the inside. Arminio Iantaska on the outside. Oh, Arminio goes way wide.
Arminio on the gas, flying around the outside on that Sea-Doo. Miller on the inside. It's going to be Arminio with the head of steam. Arminio Iantaska is going to take the lead. Number 4 down the front straightaway here at Naples
Miller
with the
in
whole
second.
shot and the lead.
There goes Brian Baldwin in 3rd. Troy Snyder in 4th. Simon Belcher in 5th. Graham Hunt in 6th. Mario Lamy in 7th. It is a cast of characters out there out in front. Wide open, Arminio Iantaska.
A cast of characters
It
indeed.
is a cast of characters.
Indeed. Arminio leading the way now on that black number 4 Sea-Doo.
Rick Lake, I just want to mention, at the end of the evening at 7 o'clock at the right behind the Tower of Power, we're going to have a band going.
All right, Arminio Iantaska out in front and charging. He is going to have to need a little bit of help to take this win, however, because remember, he started with a hand-on helmet, dead engine start in the second moto. Otherwise, he would be on his way to a world championship.
Well,
but Troy Snyder is in 4th right now.
Here's the crazy math, huh? They started with Arminio Iantaska and Brian Baldwin tied for 2nd, both with 5 points. Troy Snyder with 3 points. The way it sits right now, Iantaska would win. Troy Snyder's got to get up into a 2nd position to make certain that he can win the world championship.
Let's see, what does Baldwin have overall on this?
5 points.
So Baldwin's got 5, huh?
Iantaska's got 5. Troy's got 3.
So Troy needs to get up to 2nd place?
Exactly. If he's in 3rd, it'll be a tie in the last moto.
Wow.
Goes to the winner.
Absolutely.
Right now, that's Iantaska,
Oh, this
the
is going to
local
be
rider.
crazy. This is going to get wild, ladies and gentlemen. This is on the line. So Iantaska in the driver's seat, but it's really going to depend on what Troy Snyder does throughout the rest of this moto. If Miller can maintain 2nd and Baldwin 3rd, that's going to give the title to Arminio Iantaska.
Can I just say that Arminio Iantaska's best friends are Brian Baldwin and Tim Miller right now?
He's loving those guys.
He loves those people from Texas and North Carolina, doesn't he?
Yeah, keep Snyder behind him, and he's going to buy all the pizza they can eat tonight at Mamma Mia's.
Well, I'll tell you what, the top 4 riders are all using that inside split. Troy is way back. He is fighting through a bunch of pump wash. Not an easy way to move to the front. Meanwhile, Iantaska, he's taking the outside. He's got that Sea-Doo dialed. It's hooked up, and he is leading this race going away.
You know, particularly in the stock class, very difficult to make up huge gains because these boats are relatively equal compared to, like, you know, GP boats that all have a different, they're all in a different world, really. And right now, Iantaska just absolutely dominating, as he did in Moto number 1. However, it's Tim Miller in second, Baldwin in third. Baldwin's had a very quiet day, Kurt.
Yeah, he's, he didn't race the Pro GP class.
No.
I know he's putting a lot more time into his son's racing. You gotta love it when a father and son are out here and they're both vying for championships.
But this is the quietest I've ever seen a Brian Baldwin at an event. He really hasn't contended. He's been back a little bit, and it's very unusual to see. Usually he is up there battling for the win. But right now that goes to the hometown hero right out of Naples, Florida. It's Arminio Iantasca on that black rocket ship of a Sea-Doo leading his way around the track here, moto number 3 of Pro-Am Runabout box stock.
No question about it. And as I watch Brian Baldwin going on the inside, Baldwin is known for his using the brakes, using that everything that Yamaha's got to cut tight to the boys. But on this course, it's slowing him down. Tim Miller.
Yeah, Baldwin's going to give Tim Miller a tough time here, in the next couple of laps. But Snyder's the one that's not really up with those guys.
No, and Miller looking over his shoulder at Baldwin right there. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter which way those two go. It's up to Troy Snyder to get into third. If he does, he secures a world championship. If not, Arminio is the one.
And Arminio right now heading down that jet trim bitchin' stitching back straightaway in charge on that Sea-Doo. Boat number 4 just rocketing around this race course. He has led from the start, pulled the whole shot, and he is gone right now. Tim Miller doing a great job in second place.
Wow.
A real fast rider out of Waco, Texas.
And watch Miller on the outside because Baldwin's going to the inside and Baldwin's tearing it up. Baldwin wants to get by Tim Miller, and I'm going to tell you what, unless Tim Miller can pull out some horsepower here, it's going to be close. Here comes Miller, wide open. There goes Baldwin, not going to make it.
Yeah, Baldwin not the speed coming onto the front straightaway that he needed. Miller on that Dean Cherrier-tuned Yamaha stock boat, and Dean got these things pretty dialed in, and he has won a lot of championships over the years on these with the Yamahas in the box stock runabout class.
Wow, Troy Snyder doing everything he can, and it's just not enough yet. It's surprising because he's been so strong all weekend long. I don't feel like he's going slower, but everybody else is going faster.
No, these guys are all championship level riders, very, very fast. So nobody's going to give anybody an inch out there, and you can count on that. Certainly Baldwin's not. Tim Miller fast as usual, always a contender, but out in front it's our race leader making the turn off the back split onto the front straightaway. Arminio Iantasca rockets down the front straightaway one more time on that number 4 Sea-Doo with the lead.
He's strong. Here comes Tim Miller. He and Baldwin getting side by side, but Miller's got the speed. Troy Snyder on the 110 right behind him. Snyder, the world championship right in front of him. All he's got to do is pass one more rider and he can be the world champion.
He has got everything in front of him, but yet it's a little bit of a distance, but he is closing that gap. He is going to have to mount a late moto charge here and try and get by Brian Baldwin. And those two have battled each other tooth and nail for years now, and maybe we're going to see that happen again here for the World Championship. But right now, Iantasca out in front and in charge, hoping that Baldwin and Miller can keep Snyder behind him in fourth.
Well, Rick, I just used a calculator instead of the abacus because I'm looking at these points wondering if that's right. In reality, Troy's got to get to second.
Right.
Because otherwise he and Arminio will be tied on points, and if Arminio wins the third and final moto, he's the champion.
That's right. So it's a tall task right now for Troy Snyder to get past Brian Baldwin and Miller.
Yes, it is. When we look on the far side of the course, Arminio Iantasca making the turn from the inside onto the jet trim, bitch and stitch and back straightaway. He is wide open, and Tim Miller right there behind him. Miller stretching his lead. Where is Brian Baldwin?
You know, You know, it'll be amazing. I mean, if Arminio hangs on and things stay as they say, Arminio's going to make a clean sweep here in Naples and give Sea-Doo 2 world championships in GP runabout and stock runabout, which is just really amazing considering everything we've seen in the last couple of years in these classes.
Oh, Brian Baldwin taking the makeup. Boy, that gives Tim Miller a little extra. And the 115 Gunner trailer going to have to move. White flag, 1 lap to go. This is it for Troy Snyder, the 110. He's got to go from 4th to 2nd. Otherwise, Arminio Iantasca, halfway through this lap already, will be your world champion.
Well, I got to say, you know, Kurt, the Iantascas, the Sea-Doo team down there on the beach watching, these guys are holding their breath right now as Arminio makes his way on the left-hand side of the racetrack onto the outside split section on that Sea-Doo, and it doesn't look like positions are going to change on this final lap. A few more turns to go, and the checkered flag is going to come out. And as I said, that's going to give Arminio and Sea-Doo a clean sweep here today in Pro-Am runabout, box stock, and GP. Wow, what a day.
I got to tell you, my heart soars for Arminio Iantasca. The boss is looking down. He couldn't be happier. His boy, a double world champion.
And we will be right back to speak with the winner.